Hello everyone. Welcome to Innovating with SAP IO. Very excited to have you with us here today. My name is Stephanie Horowitz. I'm the Value Creation Manager at SAP IO Foundry Tel Aviv. Super pumped to be here and introduce you to these 7 amazing companies that we have been working with very closely at SAP IO. They have been working very closely with SAP's Utilities IBU. You're going to meet them, hear about their solutions, the value they're bringing to our customers. It's going to be a good time, so we hope you're ready. I'm just going to briefly go over the agenda so we all know what we're doing and what's going on here today. So welcome. This is what's happening now. We are welcoming you, obviously. I'm going to tell you a bit about what we do at SAP IO, specifically a bit about our program at SAP IO Foundry Tel Aviv. I'm going to share a bit about innovating with the SAP Utilities IBU. You'll be hearing from Marcus Beckman. The moment you've all been waiting for, you're going to meet these 7 startups that we are working very closely with that are really leading the energy transition and helping our customers lead the energy transition. And we'll show you how you can learn more and get in touch with the companies. So with that, just a little background on SAP IO and what we do. So SAP IO delivers new partnerships and products for SAP by accelerating and scaling startup innovation and incubating employee ventures. So since 2017, SAP IO has helped over 300 startups and ventures accelerate their growth while enabling thousands of SAP customers to access innovation. Okay, well, we're building the most diverse ecosystem of innovative startups across every line of business and industry. You can see some of the lines of business and industries that we are operating in, and of course, importantly, utilities. So something important that I want to note is that we've been recognized by Mind the Bridge and the International Chamber of Commerce as the winner of a Corporate Startup Accelerator Award. That's a mouthful. And we received the European Startup Friendly Certificate by ranking 4th in Glassdoor in the Corporate Startup Collaboration in 2021. So you'll want to work with us. That's what I have to say about that. Now, how are we doing this? How are we doing this? We are doing this through our 9 global innovation hubs. So on the map, you can see we're in San Francisco and New York, Berlin, Munich, Paris, Tel Aviv, Tokyo, Singapore, and Bangalore. And our regional teams have built connections to help drive growth in existing markets. We're expanding into new markets. So this is kind of what happens on the ground. Now we're going to zoom in to Tel Aviv because the cohort you're meeting today is from SAP IO Foundry Tel Aviv. So we are supporting startups by helping them scale their innovative solutions, helping them integrate their solutions with SAP, and by giving them access to SAP clients globally. And generally this happens through a 3-month program. We do 2 a year normally, and each program has a different focus, whether it's a different industry, a different line of business. And of course, this cohort you're meeting, the focus was on the utilities industry. So what can I tell you? Sorry, that was a sigh. I was talking quickly, everyone. I hope you're all with me. During the program, the startups work on product integrations. They develop use cases for our customers. They get deployed to the SAP store. They become SAP Partner Edge Integrate Partners, SAP Silver Partners. They're meeting with our clients, bringing value, extending our offering. They also get to work with our huge network of mentors. They get support in PR and marketing. So it's a good place to be. Now, again, zooming into this program we did with these amazing 7 companies, we actually did it in collaboration with E.ON and IEC. IEC is Israel Electric Corporation. E.ON, I imagine some of you might be familiar with. And both E.ON and IEC participated in the startup screening phase. They served as potential beta sites for the companies, shared industry insights and challenges they were facing throughout the program. So obviously, you can learn more about SAP and what we do. It's sap.io. That's it. We will send in the chat everything you need. But right now, I want to pass this over to Marcus Beckman. So Marcus is the Global VP of Innovation and New Business Models for the Utilities IBU at SAP. And this is important. You're going to understand a bit more, excuse me, of where startups come in when it comes to SAP's strategy, how these solutions fit into our strategy. So Marcus, take it away.
Yes, thanks a lot, Stephanie. So, and I couldn't be more excited to really have all the 7 startups of our SAP IO cohort here together. in this session. So perhaps when the one or other listened to my innovation keynote this morning, I was explaining so why the collaboration with partners and especially here with these highly innovative startups is a so important pillar of our general innovation at SAP. Because if you go to the next slide, please, Steph. Then that's a slide that I also had in the keynote this morning, that we really see on top of the standard innovation that we are doing and the standard solutions that we are providing at SAP with S/4HANA for utilities and the industry cloud, and then integrated via the business technology platform. Yeah, we want to partner here with innovative companies to really provide you specialized capabilities, really along the value chain, as you can see here. So reaching from the operations of renewable energy resources over energy trading, integration, then to distribution system operators, and managing the metering and the prosumer. So I think you see on a very nice overview that we are really spanning the whole value chain here. And as this session is now about the startups, and 1 hour is really far too little time for all these innovation companies, this is meant as an overview, a quick overview, and then you will have all the possibilities to reach out and engage with our startups. So I'm excited now and will hand over back again so that we can go into the different sessions.
Thank you, Marcus. As Marcus said, this is just the beginning, just a taste of getting to know these startups. Will present with you opportunities on how to further meet with them and engage with them. So voila, the exciting slide with fireworks and opera music and bubbles and all the exciting things. This is the reason why you are all here with us today. How this is going to work is every startup will have 5 minutes to speak. And again, we will let you know how you can get in touch. So with that, I want to kick us off. We're going to be hearing from Christian Lechner. He's the VP of Business Development at F-Site. So Christian, take the floor.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. As Steph said, I'm VP Business Development at F-Site. Our head office is in Tel Aviv in Israel. I'm actually based in our branch office in Vienna in Austria. And at F-Site, we developed Energy AI. It's a unique artificial intelligence platform for distributed energy management that forecasts, optimizes, and trades energy. And as you know, the transformation of energy markets has progressed much faster than most of us have anticipated. The exponentially growing share of distributed energy resources, such as PV systems and batteries, combined with increased availability of energy meter data and increased volatility, are completely changing the rules of the game. And to realize these new opportunities of the future grid, we see our role as F-Site as energy data experts, developing advanced artificial intelligence solutions. We help companies to understand and predict load profiles, to deal with large data pools, and translate data into increased revenues and reduced costs. Next slide. And here I want to introduce you to our first product. It's Predict. Predict is one of the most accurate forecasting systems in the market, and it's using advanced machine learning models to learn and forecast energy consumption and production profiles. It's ideally suited for a large number of distributed assets and smart meter data, and it can forecast individual meters or any kind of aggregate portfolios. Our users currently include utilities, independent power producers, energy retailers, that are all looking for opportunities to lower their imbalance costs and to improve their trading results. And with Predict, we can improve forecasting accuracy by 20 to 40%, and we save our customers several €100,000 a year in imbalance costs. Predict is already commercially deployed internationally at companies like OPC, RD Energy, DTEC, and it's successfully demonstrated that it outperforms existing forecasting technologies by far. We fully integrated our Predict solution into SAP Cloud for Energy, making it quick and easy for SAP Cloud for Utilities customers to receive a fully automatic and accurate forecasting service. The meter data is stored in Cloud for Energy. It's exchanged with F-Site Predict, where our machine learning models are automatically calibrated and the forecast is performed. And this forecast can be shown in a dedicated dashboard, or it can be fed back into Cloud for Energy. As an optional feature, an end customer app can be added for larger commercial and industrial customers to collect operational inputs like working shifts or plant shutdowns, which will improve forecasting accuracy. And on the other hand, provide customers with easy access to consumption insights and forecasts. Our Predict solution can also be used with the SAP on-premise suite for utilities and will soon be available on the SAP App Store. Next, please. Building on this strong forecasting technology, we also developed our Optimize energy management platform to unlock the full potential of distributed energy resources. Our system optimizes behind and in front of the meter energy assets like batteries, photovoltaic installations, and it is able to simultaneously analyze multiple market opportunities and value streams. We are currently running proof of concepts with utilities, power producers, microgrid operators, real estate developers, and commercial and industrial companies that are looking for opportunities to increase their return on investment and to unlock the full potential of their distributed energy resources, like solar systems, batteries, and electric vehicle charging. Optimize can realize savings potentials of 10 to 20%. We are already working with leading technology and industrial partners like ABB, the Swiss Railways, and Andritz Hydro to optimize their flexibility in battery storage portfolios. These use cases include optimization of C&I sites with PV and battery, a complex battery swarm storage system, or, for example, large pump storage plants. If you're interested, we're happy to tell you more about our solution and provide you with a live demo of our system. We're looking forward to continuing the good cooperation with SAP and to jointly deliver exceptional value to utility customers. Please get in touch with us via info@fsite.io. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Christian. We're going to move things along. We're going to move over to Future Grid. We'll be hearing from Chris Law, who's the co-founder and CEO.
Right, thank you. And g'day everyone from down under. My name is Chris Law. I am, the CEO and just general great guy at Future Grid. That's my general role these days because everyone else is really smarter than me. And I'm just here to tell you about what my team here in Melbourne is doing to really help utilities around the world integrate what is the biggest challenge they've faced in 100 years, and that is the integration of renewable energy and DER. And we're super excited to be partnering with SAP as part of this program, but actually moving forward with some of their world-leading customers to really help take the capabilities of what we're doing at Future Grid and make it easy for SAP customers to manage their grids and manage their assets, in real time. And so a bit about Australia, for those who don't know, we love sport. We also love a beer, but also we really love rooftop solar. And you may know, being in the utility kind of domain, that close to 30% of all homes in Australia have rooftop solar now, and in some of the states and some of our customers have over 50% or moving towards that. So that's really created some new challenges for the distribution operators about how they manage their assets, how they manage safety, but particularly how they manage reliability. And as the evolution of electric vehicles kicks off, around the world, which is accelerating, this is going to create similar problems and similar new challenges on the distribution grid. And why is this the case? Because basically you don't have visibility of these assets that are being impacted. They're in the low voltage or the secondary network if you're in North America. And your SCADA/DMS or new ADMS systems just don't have visibility. And so what Future Grid's about is using smart meter data to then aggregate, process and analyze this data and make it available and decision ready into systems like SAP, so you can really start to manage some of these challenges. Things like network visibility, hosting capacity management, voltage control, even safety issues through things like loss of neutral, all the kinds of use cases that we're deployed around the country for utilities in Australia. So we've kind of become the de facto standard in this part of the world and starting to scale this out into, the rest of the world. And thanks to SAP, this has become, really possible for us. So if we can just go to the next slide, Steph, that'd be great. Nearly there. Next slide. Is that the next slide? Yeah, here's the next slide. Great. Bit of scaling going on there on those competing products, but I noticed the SAP logo is looking pretty smooth, and that's all that really matters. So, the challenge with the change in DER is really you can't manage what you can't see. And that's really what FutureGrid's about, taking that smart meter data and turning it into visibility for distribution operators to manage these challenges. And really what is interesting about what we do and why we love the partnership with SAP so much is because analytics without action is actually, in our view, kind of useless to our customers. So it's really about being able to manage the very large volumes of data, the billions of data points that our customers generate, translate that and convert that and make that available as an action into SAP and their asset management system, so some action can be taken. Now, that action could be as simple as creating a field order to go and address a fault that's been created. Down here in Australia, a common fault that we've been really popular in solving via this process is things called loss of neutral, where the service line has degraded and safety issues occurring. So we dispatch them into SAP with our customers in real time, which has never been done before. So that's pretty exciting. But even all the way to looking at, transformer loading issues because of increased, EV adoption from consumers in the field, and being able to see some of those challenges in a more real-time basis into SAP, like our customers and SAP customers have really never seen before. So that's what we do. We're really here to kind of solve that data problem with that very large amount of information converted and make sure that SAP customers have a really simple way of integrating this into their environment so they can take action straight away and fit it into their existing workflows and processes, which is why you have SAP. So we've got customers in Australia, the United States, and growing into Europe via this partnership is very exciting, and we think that we're going to be a key part of the renewable future for everybody. So that's it from me today. I look forward to chatting to you all in the future, and really that's what the Future Grid is all about. So thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Moving along to Lemon Beat, we'll be hearing from Oliver van der Mund, who's the co-founder and CEO.
Yes, hello. Also warm welcome from my side. As Steph said, Oliver van der Mund, CEO and co-founder of Lemon Beat. We are a technology company in the IoT space. We are building communication solutions for different industries. And we have developed for that a technology stack that easily allows to connect any kind of asset to the cloud. That at first glance sounds quite self-speaking and easy, but it's actually what we see in the IoT space that is very often a reason why solutions are actually not scaling, that basically the technology behind it, the communication technology is not working, it's not meant for scaling. And that is what we try to solve with what we call our IoT communication backbone, where we actually bridge this gap between the asset in the field and the receiving end in the cloud. So based on our more generic IoT communication backbone, we have developed together with utilities and now also together with SAP a solution for making substations in the grid smart. Maybe we can go to the next slide for that. So just a brief overview about the solution. We basically collect data from standard metering devices in a substation. So the substation basically between the mid voltage grid and low voltage grid. And connect those devices and the data they are collecting easily to our operations platform in the cloud, where we then also manage the network of these devices, which is quite important if you think about firmware updates, checking whether the connectivity is okay and all these kind of things. That is what we basically do from our cloud solution. And that is now integrated with SAP PAI, so Predictive Asset Intelligence, and allows then for having an encompassing overview about the current status and the situation of the substation, and of course the grid on the mid voltage side, but also even on the low voltage side. So that includes all kind of parameters about the grid, whether that's voltage, its current, its power consumption. But it's also more complex characteristics of the grid that let you identify whether there are any faults in the grid, the grid needs any kind of improvement. So it's also for strategical purposes, how to make your grid more robust via then really civil work, but also for operations, checking whether there are any kind of outages that need to be fixed short term. So that is what basically the solution is meant for. The big advantage is that it's based on IoT technology, and that makes it much more cost efficient than what is currently available on the market based on SCADA systems. So we have a relation of around 70% of cost reduction compared to a SCADA based system that would collect more or less the same amount of data, but at a completely different price point, which is also one reason why actually in this area, the grid in the low voltage part and also the mid voltage part is typically not intelligent. And utilities are typically blind when it comes to what's going on in that part of the grid. And we've heard that also now from the other companies. I mean, renewables and feed in decentrally from photovoltaics and stuff that is increasing in all parts of the world. And that, of course, makes and puts a lot of challenges on the distribution grids in that area as well. So maybe going one step further. Exactly. So yeah, just as a brief overview, where do we stand with that solution? We have now various pilots running and preparing now for the first rollout. The solution exists for about 1 year now and is running very robust. So we have 99.9 to about 100% availability rates. So it's really also comparable to SCADA systems and what you expect from that end. Yeah, and we are now going not just in Germany, but also starting the first pilots in other parts of Europe, and are happy, of course, to receive your questions and go in touch with you and talk about the solution, and happy to help you out with your low and mid voltage grid.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Oliver. Okay, hope everyone is doing well. I see we have more people joined. This will be recorded for those of you who missed the beginning. It's all good. Berend Olde Rikkert is the Chief Commercial Officer of NET2GRID, and he is taking the stage.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, also on behalf of NET2GRID. My name is Berend Olde Rikkert. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer. And NET2GRID is an AI-enabled software company that turns smart meter data into personalized and actionable insight for household consumers to become more energy efficient. Next, please. Yes, thanks. So we provide a platform that enables utilities to engage their customers and offer new services based on the analysis of their smart meter data. We work globally with leading utilities like E.ON, EDP, ENI, Energy Australia and EDF. We capture data either from smart meters in the home through our own self-installed low-cost hardware that works across Europe, US and Australia, or we work with the 15 to 60 minute data that DSOs provide. We disaggregate that data and determine the consumption per individual appliance and assess its efficiency with more than 90% accuracy. Please note that data not collected today is not available for propositions in the future. Through this disaggregation, we raise engagement of residential customers. Our technology realizes the highest customer ratings. As an example, we realize a Net Promoter Score of 60 with E.ON in Germany, which is high above the industry average. What we find is that engagement creates loyal customers that are open to new services. This sets the data flywheel in motion. Our insights enable personalized advice to users of our app, which enables the upsell of new services to them, and which in turn leads to new data and new insights. On top of increasing loyalty, we provide 3 additional business models for energy suppliers. The first one is to help upsell of new energy services. Our AI models identify the next best action in the customer journey. Based on the load profiles we collect, we're able to cluster segments of customers and help build effective marketing campaigns on that basis. Or we can empower inbound agents to upsell tailored offerings like solar PV solutions, EV tariffs or services like electrical heating. The second business model is to provide flexibility service in the home. For example, with NVM in Germany, our flexible tariff engine supports time of use tariffs and helps users to shift their load off-peak. With Alphen, we took this one step further by controlling their EV charging stations automatically in function of the availability of solar power in the home or in function of time of use tariffs. And the third business model is that we provide a 98% accurate load forecast for both day-ahead and intraday markets, reducing imbalance cost in today's volatile power markets that are increasingly impacted by the influx of solar and EV charging. This reduces the risk premium in retail tariffs and enable energy suppliers to be more competitive. Through our solutions, we're able to generate a 3 times return on investment for our customers. Next slide, please. Now, what is the logic behind our cooperation with SAP? A lot of our customers use SAP as the core backbone for their business. To deliver our service, we require an integration with their CRM, meter, and billing data. Our integration with SAP makes this transition easy and fast. On top, we will help to unlock new use cases that I just mentioned for SAP utility customers. How does this work? We receive customer and meter data for the users of our app through SAP Cloud for Energy and run our AI models and customer clustering analysis on that data. Next, we feed back our results to SAP Marketing Cloud to generate targeted marketing campaigns or support agents with next best actions in inbound calls. For example, utilities on the basis of this data and our technology can now identify EV owners in their customer base and offer relevant services like a special tariff or smart charging services. We are available in the SAP Store and can deliver this service as part of an SAP engagement. Thank you for your attention. I would be happy to discuss any questions you might have separately. In that case, please reach out to me at berend@net2grid.com or through SAP. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Berend. Moving along, you are now going to be meeting with Gregor Robugner. He's the co-founder and CEO of Oxygen Technologies.
So hi everybody, nice to meet you. Thank you for the invitation and the possibility to present Oxygen Technologies here at SAP and the partnership we have with SAP. I'm located in the sunny southwest of Germany in Freiburg. And if you go to the next slide, I directly want to jump into our product you see on the left side. So what we deliver to utilities, to energy service providers, but also to manufacturers of energy devices and automotive companies is an open IoT platform, not just only to monitor and do data analytics, but rather to control any kind of distributed renewable energy device, independent of which technology it is and independent of which manufacturer the energy device was produced. And we do that in real time. And on the right side, you see how it works. So it's pretty simple with our customers and their service engineers. We install an embedded in one family household, in buildings, commercial buildings, or multifamily buildings. So sites where we will find in the future these distributed energy devices like wall boxes, heat pumps, CHP units, PV inverters, and so on. And they will be all connected, or they are all connected then physically to that embedded computer. And the embedded computer is then sending and receiving data and control signals from and to the cloud. And I mean, that's a big pain point today for the utilities to handle the complexity of getting the connection to the energy devices via IoT systems, embedded systems, and building the whole infrastructure you need to have a secure communication connection to plentitude of different energy devices from different manufacturers. So what we deliver with Elements is a kind of an abstraction layer, and let's say operating system, a de facto standard that gives utilities now the possibility to plug on top of Elements any kind of application which needs data or needs a possibility to control different energy devices. So utilities don't need to handle any longer the complexity which you have below the cloud server. So they just focus on any kind of module. You see that in the triangles. So an example for a module could be direct marketing, can be communities, can be self-consumption optimization. And the good thing is that not only Oxygen delivers and can deliver these kind of modules, but it's an open platform. And that means that third parties can also plug in different kind of applications, software applications, using the connection of the element system to the energy devices. So to give you one concrete example of a module, we go to the next slide. I want to show you one module. It's used by our customers for self-consumption optimization for prosumers, mainly in one-family households. And they use it as a white label solution for their prosumers. How does that work? You see again the small computer on the bottom. So that small computer, that embedded IoT system, is installed in the household, in the home of the prosumer. And on the embedded, there are algorithms who optimize the control, the energy flows in the house in the way that the self-consumption is optimized. And therefore, the embedded is using the connected flexibilities coming from a wall box, coming from a battery system, coming from the heat pump. And it does it via algorithms which are using forecast services, using and taking in consideration the state of charge, the current load, the future load, which will be expected by the customers. And so it does the whole optimization for the prosumer. And for sure, the end customers have a white label app where they can see the whole energy streams and energy flows, and they can connect their electric vehicle, start the charging, and see also how high the degree is of autarky. And on the other hand, you have a monitoring and control portal for the utility. So the utility has an easy access for controlling and monitoring these diverse energy systems all over the globe, located mainly at buildings. Yeah, so far to see how SAP and the element system is working together in a combination with e-mobility solutions, I want to give you a small hint and tip for a speech of Jörg Ferchow and Johannes Weber at 2:15 p.m. So feel free to join that. You will see how Elements and SAP works together in a practical case. Yeah, thanks a lot. If you want to contact me, don't hesitate. Check out our website, contact me per mail, no problem. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks, Gregor. Now we're going to be hearing from Luca Pedretti. Luca is the co-founder and COO of Pexapark.
Yeah. Hi there, my name is Luca. As said, co-founded Pexapark. I have a background in renewable energy trading. I've been doing this all my professional life, which is now 20 years. And the things which keep me awake are the energy transition, and in particular, the rise of non-subsidy renewables and the role of long-term power purchase agreements in that. Please go ahead a slide. Now, when I started in a utility 20 years ago, there was a joke that renewables will not work physically. And after this was proven, the joke was, it's too expensive. And thanks to subsidies over the last 20 years, scale effect could develop, technology got cheaper, and now renewables are so inexpensive that they can be realized without subsidies. So subsidies are off, and the market is on, but this poses new challenges. Now, if you want to be successful on both sides, being a seller, investor, or an off-taker, a utility offering services, the key ability to succeed there is sophisticated risk management capabilities. And I just want to exemplify this in this graph where we plot volatilities between different asset classes. Now that's really a view from an investor, but it's as well applicable to a utility offering risk management services. Now look at the difference. If we were to look at the old renewable play for everyone, we call subsidy markets, you would be able to compare this asset class maybe with a fixed income or FX. Now, if you look at the new renewable play, we basically have to look at the volatility of forward markets. And I'm not plotting here spot prices, but really frontier prices, which derive basically which sets the prices for PPAs. And if you want to survive in such a world and succeed, you need to be able to cope with such price volatility. Now, if you could please go a slide ahead. We have been focusing on building solutions exactly in that field, pricing, analyzing, and managing specifically renewable risks. How price risk is to be done, most of us know in the industry, but there are some specifics related really to renewables. And it's a set of point solutions. We have bespoke build ETRM for renewables. We cover all the aspects from the realized side, getting the data, which is still a mess and difficult from renewables, until covering the full unrealized spectrum, calculating risk distribution, portfolio risk of large diversified portfolios, and being able to exchange this data with utilities. Second, there is new analytics to be performed. We have built a utility-grade valuation and pricing engine, which we make available to the market. It's basically a quant team in a box. And last but not least, dealing with PPAs is dealing with illiquidity, and the market really lacked transparency. And we're proud to say that we have made the PPA market transparent. And we have almost 65 clients now, most of the traders and utilities already participating, where we exchange prices for illiquid products, helping to make transactions smoother for all market participants. And last but not least, it's still fragmented, the market. There's no phone book. Who is doing what? Who is developing? Who is offering services? Where is a great lawyer that can help me? Who is offering PPAs? And we're trying to build a LinkedIn for renewables, having quite success with 1,500 professional users active on this platform. So the energy transition is going on. The next wave will be going to 100% and making those transactions smooth. New infrastructure is needed, and we hope we can do our share for renewables and utilities to succeed in this new business. Thanks.
Thank you, Luca. And last but certainly not least, we'll be hearing from Mike Goldstein. He's the co-founder and chairman of Raycatch. Take it away.
Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, everybody, for their attention. So I'm Mike Goldstein from Raycatch. And please move to the next slide, Stephanie. So Raycatch is a software company, and our mission is to perform automatic diagnostics and actually automatic navigation on all decision-making related to solar PV assets. So we do not add any hardware. We rely on the existing data that exists in those solar assets, portfolios. We connect to any kind of data source out there, either IoT or SCADA, power meters, FTP, and so on. And by taking all the data using big data techniques and AI and pattern recognition, we're able to tell owners, operators, technical advisors, performance officers, what's really happening in their assets. We do it automatically on a daily basis, sometimes more often, and we allow all those functions to understand down to the bottom line of each device what's really happening, where they're losing potential energy, how are the technicians doing their job, what is the state of health of those devices, either panels, inverters, and it's actually automatic and complete computer aided diagnostics or decision-making support for this industry. Our clients are able to improve their assets on an average of 5% by identifying through our system which components should be replaced or should be taken care of. They're able to reduce their expenses by allocating the same personnel to address problems according to their priority. So the system is actually a full solution for understanding beyond the grid or beyond the meter what's really happening out there. Everything is cloud-based. We do not integrate at the plant level. We do not visit those plants. We do not add any hardware. We typically collect historical data from each of the plants we are connected to in order to have a critical mass of big data to do the operation. Overall, we are able to demonstrate a double-digit increase in the ROI of the portfolio owners. Please move to the next slide. So we are a software company. We're based in Tel Aviv, operating right now in Europe and Far East Asia. This is a list of some of our clients. Clients can be either owners or asset managers or O&M, technical advisors, depends on where they want to automate their needs. We are hearing the typical music from most of our clients. I am missing 2 or 3% in my portfolio, in my business plan. I want to put my finger where it's happening from, and then see if it's worth improving that or fixing it. or people want to know how can I use the same staff headcount and actually own more assets without hiring more people? How can I take the expertise factor from those people who know or really are able to understand those graphs looking on the SCADA? So all of that and more are done by our system. So we've been operating on more than 4 gigawatts of assets today, and of course, growing. The link to SAP, of course, is natural, because once we supply those very accurate insights, it feeds naturally to ticketing, to financial reports, to decision-making to sell or buy, how to better manage spare parts, teams, and so on. So it's a natural link to SAP as far as it goes to solar assets. Today we are totally vertically focused on solar PV plants. Have to take more questions, and we can reach out to our website. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Mike. And we actually have a question in the chat now because we have a bit of time, so I can read it out loud if you would like to take it now. This is fun for me. This is when I feel like the game show hostess.
Yeah. Okay.
From Mohan Gupta, he's asking, is the software PV hardware agnostic from data streams connectivity perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're able to connect to any type of hardware source. Some plants or portfolios have a single data source if it's well organized, and some assets, especially older ones, have a mixture of different sources, like, the power meters can be one portal, then the inverters are coming from another portal. Some of the weather data has been coming through FTPs and some Excel files. So we're able to cope automatically with all those data sources, make them coherent, and make a full insight from all those data points, what's really happening in the asset. Maybe I should elaborate one more topic, that the sensors today in those solar assets are limited in their accuracy, and that's meant to be so because you want to keep the cost of the hardware at a certain level. However, today with the low margins of this solar industry, which actually serves the whole humanity, but with those low margins, you don't want to add more and more sensors. So actually, one of the things we're able to do is to take a typical 5% accurate sensors cluster and squeeze out of it 0.5% accurate insights. So it's like, you can call it super resolution or interpolation capability, and all that because of big data, AI, and pattern recognition.
Great. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for asking. Obviously, if anyone has more questions, we're going to tell you how you can ask them and how you can connect with our startups. So, as we said, some more resources for you who want to learn more. First of all, you should know that we did a very, very cool podcast series with these startups called EnerGenius. You can listen anywhere that you get your podcasts, and 20-minute snackable episodes, learn more about their solutions, some customer success stories, competitive edge. Highly recommend. You can also check out our blog series on Medium and SAP Community. There are lots of other news and media on our startups that you can find as well at sap.io. And here you can scan, but don't worry, because in the chat, we're going to be sending you everything. So this is what we're going to send you in the chat. And these are some ways you can get in touch. First of all, there's a one-stop shop. Love saying that, a one-stop shop landing page where every startup, you can get their podcast episode, their blog, their website, and you can book a meeting with them. So actually, our meeting slots are basically all filled up, but that is fine. We're going to be adding more slots for you. And you can always email us at sap.io @foundry_tel_aviv at sap.com. It's in the chat. We're happy to make an intro and help set up a meeting for you, but we will be adding more meeting slots to the landing page. So please note that. Several of our startup solutions are available on the SAP store, so please feel free to check them out. Some of our startup solutions have partner branded solution demo videos on SAP Community Utilities page. And like I said, we are more than happy to send you an intro, connect you. These companies are really making it happen. You know, our customers are, I don't want to say like on the edge, but we're really leading this energy transition. And because of working with these startups, we're doing it the right way. And we're really proud of that. We're really, really proud to be working with them. So that's what we have for you today. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Of course, this recording will be available on the website, and then we'll make it available afterward as well on our end. So reach out to us. We want to hear from you. We want to connect you. And that's it. So everyone have a great day and hope you're safe and well. And yeah, go utilities cohort. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very much.
Steph.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.